Should I start with hi or hello? Maybe hey?
Good afternoon, my friend.
What'd do? Boys, today, the plan, it's simple. We have 3 things we're going to be doing today. First, talking to an old boomer about the fastest growing Twitch streamer.
Ludwig will be the first to tell you.
I got a big ego, and my ego is fragile like a little bitch.
And that may very well be true for Ludwig the human. But if Ludwig the human's ego is
fragile like a little bitch,
then Ludwig the content creator has the ego of a Zen master. In fact, I believe that Ludwig's lack of ego has fueled his rocket-esque rise as a content creator, both in the character he plays on stream and in his overall approach to content. Let's watch a clip.
MRR is the most reliable way to like track any kind of business, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, what is our expected revenue next month? And you can't do that with Get the Subs because like maybe those people disappear. Maybe they find somebody else to watch, right?
Yeah, it's just convenient that it's recurring.
I love this clip because if it was audio only, it would sound like a straightforward conversation with nothing else going on. But exactly 59 frames into the clip, we see Ludwig's face contort into confusion. What the frick is MRR? In this moment, Ludwig bears his incompetence for thousands of people to gaze upon. This is not an act of an egotistical man, one who needs to seem smart or competent to others. This is an act of a man who is for the people. The act of a man willing to set his ego aside and play the fool so that others may laugh and learn at his expense. Next clip.
But then you're doing YouTube, and then you're doing all the other stuff you do offline. I'm sure you have other stuff you do, right?
Always working.
Like the previous clip, he's not afraid to cast aside his ego and let chat know that, honestly, he doesn't really have that much going on. And part of that is absolutely Ludwig's skill as a comedian. Ludwig the streamer uses this self-deprecation masterfully, which creates a sense of relatability with the chat. But even further than the character he plays on stream, I believe that his attitude towards content itself has brought him more success than anything else. Play the clip.
Like, I go to your stream, and there's something happening.
Yeah, there's like a segment. Yeah, most streamers are fucking lazy, man.
Yes.
They're doing content that worked in 2013 for like soda popping because you can just boot up and play a game.
Clearly, Ludwig thinks deeply about and plans out his content. He has structure, intent, and is first and foremost in service to the people.
Look, if you want to know how I come up with my ideas, the easiest answer is I just yoink it all and throw a little spin on it.
Okay.
That's the simplest way to put it. Because I don't think anything is that inherently original. If it was when I did it, everyone would have a fucking fit.
Ludwig recognizes the pitfall of overestimating one's own originality. Being a yoink Andy is simply the way of the world, and it's best to accept things that way rather than egotistically pine for true originality. The vast majority of people simply can't be Bill Wirtz. Being able to admit to others and yourself that you gotta yoink to survive can be difficult for creators. It's also a relinquishing of ego. But you don't have to take my word for it. Take for instance this comment from Lud on handling a dying YouTube channel.
The thing is, it's an egoless game. Hippie asks, what do you do if your channel is dying? You have to shove your ego into the corner.
He then goes on to talk about growing a YouTube channel as a Twitch streamer.
A lot of it's effort and a lot of it's ego because like when you first start your YouTube, you pull like 1.5k views and you have like 5k viewers on Twitch live. So you just feel like a fucking idiot and then you just quit doing it. But it's like you have to be a tiny YouTuber to be a big YouTuber.
Now I don't know if it's just the glasses, but here Ludwig's got the Omega brain turned to 11. Somehow, the man with the ego,
like a little bitch,
also was able to find it within himself to set that aside and accept a 1.5k Andy fate. For months! a walking contradiction, the duality of man laid bare in a race car bed. God's creation is as beautiful as it is mysterious.
Oh, I almost forgot. You like that? That's right, baby. It's nighttime. Got to put the night lights on. Be a safe driver.
Ultimately, the lesson is twofold. For content creators, the lesson is remembering to set aside your ego and making content with the people in mind. And for the audience, just remember that Lud is here for us. He's got we the people in mind at every turn. And I'll let the big man wrap it up from here.
Because what else would I do? What would they do? What would they do without me? What would they watch?
They would, that's true, they would watch inferior content.
And I can't have that.
You cannot allow that. I understand.